Maudie McGinn has a secret. It's a big, scary one. And right before Maudie, who's autistic, travels to spend the summer with her dad, her mom makes her promise not to reveal it. As Mom puts it, a promise is a promise and must be kept. When a wildfire forces Maudie and her dad to flee to the small beach town where her dad grew up, Maudie's summer is turned upside down, yet she becomes captivated by the surfers she sees each morning. And as Maudie starts to navigate these new waters, she finds herself making friends and feeling accepted like never before. Still, a clock is ticking. Soon she will have to go back to face the fire of her always angry stepfather. Can she find some way to stay with her dad? Should she break her promise to Mom and reveal the truth about life back home before the summer is over? My preview today is The Fire, the Water, and Maudie McGinn by Sally J. Pla. And this book was the winner in 2024 of the Schneider Family Book Award. This award is presented by the American Library Association, and it is for a book that embodies an artistic expression of the disability experience for child and adolescent audiences. I learned this great calm down trick recently. It was at the end of the year 7th grade dance back in Houston, which is where I lived during the school year with my mom and stepdad. I didn't want to go to that dance, by the way. I mean, of course not, but Mom made me. I was lucky Mr. Paris was there. He noticed me rocking in a dim corner of the gym, hands over my ears, banging my head on the wall, while Taylor Swift's Shake It Off roared and everyone screeched and danced. You know things are bad when you can't shake it off. But Mr. Paris, he's one of the special ed teachers, so he saw and he got it. He led me out into the empty hall, leveled his big, brown, tired, reproachful, baggy old teacher eyes at me and said, "Maudie, you're in sensory overload. No bleep, Sherlock," as Mom likes to say. I didn't say that out loud, of course. I would never talk rude to Mr. Paris. I'm not that kind of person. But anyhow, that's when he taught me the trick. Mr. Paris grabbed a piece of paper off the deserted entry table and offered me a chair. "Here's what you do, Maudie," he said. "I want you to write down what you're feeling from all your 5 senses. See how many you can list. And don't forget to breathe, deep and slow." When I started writing, a whole avalanche of stuff poured out of the pen. There's this theory of autism that's called intense world theory. It basically says that the world feels different to us. A deluge of sensory stuff. Everything's too loud, too bright, too prickly, too much. Intense world theory makes a lot of sense to me because I always feel like I'm drowning in sounds, smells, and visual flashes, churning in waves of too muchness. Back at that school dance, the calm down trick of cataloging all the too muchness helped. I was able to make some sense of the sensory overload. But I have to say it now. That noisy dance, it was nothing. It was a flea of nothing. Utterly nothing at all compared to the too muchness of right now. Because right now I'm sitting in an emergency shelter. I'm in Molinas, California, the little town in the Santa Cruz Mountains where my dad lives. It's where I spend every summer. I flew here only yesterday. Mom put me on the 6 a.m. flight from Houston, shouting commands to the flight attendants. She looks more capable than she is. You have to watch her. While I squirmed with embarrassment. It's hard to become a capable person when your mom is always reminding the world that you're not. And it was only yesterday afternoon when Dad picked me up at the San Jose, California airport. He was standing by our usual pillar waiting, arms crossed, shaggy hair, rumpled flannel shirt, blue eyes twinkly as ever. "Hey, Mouse," he said, pushing off the pillar and taking my roller suitcase and a backpack. "Missed you." We exchanged a smile and a warm glance. "Truck's this way." Dad's like me, doesn't talk much. I've never talked much, as a rule, but this past year I've really gone silent. See, I have this secret I'm supposed to keep now. It feels like I've swallowed a burning lump, and I'm trying to keep it locked away, like behind a tiny door in my chest. But when I speak, sometimes I can feel the door rattling. I know I need to someday get to the point where I can talk about the things that are too hard to think about, even though I've kind of promised not to, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I always spend summers in Molinas with Dad. That's the rule. School years with Mom, and now also with Ron, in Houston. Summers with Dad in Molinas, in the mountain cabin he built himself. I wait all year for this, for summer with Dad in the cabin. It's the one place in the world I feel totally, completely at peace. Yesterday I got off that plane feeling such sweet relief. The burning lump felt non-existent. I felt safe. Safe. Ha! Now everything is upside down and dark, and all thoughts of a peaceful summer with Dad have turned to ash. I am not using a metaphor here. I am talking about actual physical ashes. This has been a preview of The Fire, The Water, and Maudie McGinn.